Hello everyone, this is Ola. In this video, we'll cover the muscle tissue. Remember, we have four types of tissue in the body. We covered the epithelial tissue and the connective tissue in the previous two videos. So the epithelium is a tissue that covers us from outside or lines us from inside. The connective tissue is the tissue that connects and support, and then we have the muscle tissue for today, and then later we will do the nervous tissue. So we have three types of muscles in our body: the skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Which one is voluntary? Which one we can control? Only the skeletal muscle. So we can control our skeletal muscles. We can decide if we move them or if we do not move them. So if you look under the microscope to the skeletal muscle cells, you will see that the cells are long and each cell has multiple nuclei. Also, they are striated under the microscope. So they have striation. Then in the cardiac muscle, also in the cardiac muscle, you can see striation. But the cells are shorter and each one can have one or two nuclei only. What is very specific about the cardiac muscle or the heart muscle is this. So these lines here are called intercalated discs. If you see them, you must be looking at a cardiac muscle. The intercalated discs are to connect one heart cell to another and to transport the signal very quickly. So if you see intercalated discs, you must be looking at a cardiac muscle. Then we have the smooth muscles. They are the muscles helping us to move, for example, the small intestine to get the food downstream the digestive canal. So they are involuntary. We do not control them. If you look under the microscope, no striation, but the smooth muscle cells have a specific shape, which is a spindle shaped. So there are narrow ends. So narrow end, the other narrow end, and here you have the nucleus. So if you see the spindle-shaped cells, you are looking at a smooth muscle. So here are the spindle-shaped cells of the smooth muscle. Now, if you look at the skeletal muscle, they are organized from larger to smaller. So here is a whole muscle, and there is the actual muscle fibers that we call muscle belly. So this is a part that contracts, and then the muscle is attached to the bone through the tendon. So the tendon is not a contractile part. It just fixes the muscle to the bone. The whole muscle is covered with a tissue from outside that we call epimysium. Epimysium is the outer cover for every skeletal muscle, epimysium. Then each skeletal muscle has groups. Every group is called fascicle. So this is a muscle fascicle, here another fascicle, a third fascicle, a fourth, and so on. The fascicle has a cover, which is perimysium. So this shows multiple fascicles, and in between them, we have the perimysium. So it's in between the fascicles. Now, each fascicle has an individual muscle cell or muscle fiber. By the way, muscle cell and muscle fiber is the same. So muscle cells are inside the fascicle. So each fascicle has multiple muscle cells. And each cell or fiber is surrounded with a membrane that we call endomysium. So the individual muscle cell is covered with endomysium. So here is the endomysium. Now, each muscle cell has myofibrils like cylinders inside, and the myofibrils are the reason of having the striated appearance of the skeletal muscles under the microscope. So again, the whole muscle is covered from outside with an epimysium. The muscle has fascicles, and each fascicle is surrounded with a perimysium. Each fascicle has individual cells, and each cell is surrounded with an endomysium. So from out going in, epi, peri, endo, epi, peri, endo. Epi, the cover for the whole muscle. Peri is the cover for fascicles, and then endomysium is the cover for the individual muscle cell or muscle fiber.